Customs uncovered the first ever illegal cigarette factory in Hong Kong. A very hot day for a special date in the traditional Chinese calendar. Good evening and thank you for joining us. The Customs and Excise Department has uncovered an illegal cigarette factory in Hong Kong. It's believed that a syndicate has set up its own production line to manufacture counterfeit cigarettes to supply to the local market. $120 million worth of tobacco-making tools, raw materials and products have been seized.
Located in Laofaoshan in Yuen Long, the illegal tobacco factory seemed to have a complete production line with a large cache of raw materials. Customs authorities describe the machinery as intricate and requiring multiple workers to operate. They include putting in the shredded tobacco by hand, cutting the filter and rolling the cigarette. After these steps, the tobacco is packaged and the end products look similar to the regular brands sold in the market. Customs first uncovered an illicit cigarette storage warehouse at the Mancam Tow container yard on Wednesday. There they seized 9.4 million boxes of illicit cigarettes and nearly 10 million loose or damaged cigarettes. The Customs later located another warehouse in Laofaoshan when the tobacco factory came to light. No one was at the factory at the time.
呢條生產線係位於一個大型而密封嘅組合屋裏邊。
Customs said the factory is covered by a large number of industrial standard soundproof cotton. There were also solar panels on the roof to supply power. Authorities believe that's to avoid suspicion from officers due to its high electricity use. It's also speculated that the equipment was reassembled from second-hand machines smuggled from overseas, but it only had a short operating time and was temporarily suspended due to insufficient raw materials such as tobacco. Customs said with a poor hygienic environment, the lack of disinfection measures and quality control, smoking these illicit cigarettes can pose serious health risks. It said if the illicit cigarettes had entered the market, they could have evaded about $82 million in taxes. So far, 4 people have been arrested and authorities are not ruling out more arrests. As of the end of May, Customs have seized a total of 180 million illicit cigarettes with a market value of $770 million so far this year. Nearly 7,000 people were arrested. To combat illicit cigarettes, the government is planning to introduce a duty-paid cigarette labeling system and propose to ramp up the penalty against illicit tobacco to a maximum fine of $2 million and imprisonment of 7 years.
2 women accused of kidnapping a 3-year-old boy in Cheung Kwan O on Wednesday appeared in court for a mention hearing this morning. The boy has since been rescued by police. The pair have been remanded in custody. They are Leung Lai Hua, who is a Hong Kong resident, and mainland resident Xue Shanshan, who holds a 2-way exit permit. Both 38 years old and unemployed, the duo were taken to the Eastern Magistrates Court. The court rejected a bail application from Leung, while Xue did not apply for bail. The case has been adjourned until September 23rd. According to a traditional Chinese calendar based on climate variations, today is Xiaoshu, or lesser heat, which means it's hot but not yet the hottest. Temperatures over many districts in Hong Kong rose to 34 degrees Celsius this afternoon, making it the hottest lesser heat day in over a century. Mimosangai reports.
This is probably a typical summer activity for many people, visiting the beach under a blue sky. Sunglasses, hats and umbrellas are essential products under scorching July sun. The highest temperature recorded today at the observatory was 34 degrees Celsius as of 4 p.m. According to the traditional Chinese calendar, based on climate and seasonal variations, it is Xiaoshu, or lesser heat, today. Xiaoshu is the 11th of the 24 Chinese solar terms, meaning the start of a hot summer. During Xiaoshu, temperatures are rising but have not reached their peak. Showers and thunderstorms often take place during this period. Some people said the heat is bearable.
For me, I love it. I love this. I know some people find it difficult, this kind of weather, but I like walking around in shorts and sandals and a shirt, and it's lovely.
It's a bit warm, a little sticky, but I don't mind it. It's not too bad. I'm used to this from home.
Some residents said they would take extra precautions to protect themselves in the hot weather.
If you are really hot, obviously colder things are great for you, but I know in traditional Chinese medicine, you're not really supposed to have cold stuff. But yeah, just like more hydration, more water, more electrolytes, super important if you're sweating a lot.
The observatory said people should pay attention to their health under the hot weather and watch out for symptoms such as nausea and headaches. Memos 9, TVB News.
At least 28 local students attained the perfect scores of 45 in the International Baccalaureate or IB exams this year. 4 of them came from diocesan boys' school. Most wished to study either medicine or law. 17 other top scorers are from 7 schools under the English Schools Foundation. 2 students came from Victoria Shanghai Academy, 2 from Singapore International School Hong Kong, 1 each from St. Paul's Coeducational College, St. Stephen's College, and Polancook Choi Kai Yao School. Earlier this year, some students leaked IB test paper details on social media before candidates in other time zones sat the exam. While the saga has sparked outrage, the body running the IB diploma program said the scores would remain consistent with previous years and the grade boundaries won't be increased. And still ahead, new British Prime Minister Keir Starmer meets King Charles, then appoints new cabinet. A reformist doctor is elected president of Iran. Welcome back. In Britain, the first port of call for the country's new Prime Minister Keir Starmer was to receive the blessing of King Charles III to form a new government. World leaders have congratulated the new British leader with U.S. President Joe Biden, reaffirming the special relationship between Britain and the United States. Tracy Furness has more.
Sir Keir Starmer, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Labour leader Keir Starmer accepted the request of King Charles III to form a new government after his party's landslide victory. The exchange was part of Britain's elaborate choreography of changing governments that dates back to a time when the King exercised supreme power and chose the Prime Minister himself to run the government. Soon after the meeting, newly elected Labour Party members of Parliament arrived at 10 Downing Street as Keir Starmer named his new cabinet. The first to arrive was Labour's Deputy Leader Angela Rayner, who has been appointed Deputy Prime Minister. Rayner, who served as Starmer's Deputy Party Leader since 2020, will also take the role of Secretary for Levelling Up Housing and Communities. Pat McFadden, Labour's National Campaign Coordinator, was appointed Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster. Rachel Reeves was appointed Chancellor of the Exchequer, or Finance Secretary, becoming the first woman to hold the job. The title of Chancellor dates back to the 16th century. David Lammy was appointed Foreign Secretary. John Healey was named Defence Secretary. Yvette Cooper was appointed Home Secretary, looking after key issues including immigration and policing. Meanwhile, in the London boroughs of Kensington and Bayswater, people had mixed reactions to the election results as their area swung from Labour to Conservative.
It feels like young people were voting this year because we really needed a change, like very desperately. I think we had a Conservative Parliament for so long and everyone was struggling underneath that for so long and it kind of felt hopeless.
Disappointed that Labour has won, but obviously not surprised at all. We did see it coming.
Can't say it was my best performance.
US President Joe Biden congratulated Prime Minister Keir Starmer on his appointment and said he was looking forward to working closely with him, stressing the importance of cooperating in support of freedom and democracy around the world. Tracy Furness, TVB News.
After winning a runoff election, Masoud Pezeshkian, who is a doctor, has become Iran's new president. There was huge interest from across the globe as a spokesman of Iran's election headquarters announced reformist candidate Pezeshkian had won 16.3 million votes, with rival Saeed Jalili taking 13.5. Pezeshkian was declared the winner of Iran's 14th presidential election. The 71-year-old heart surgeon and long-term lawmaker and his supporters were celebrating well before official results. He has called for constructive negotiations with Western powers and wants to end what he has called Iran's isolation. The election was called after the previous president, Ibrahim Raisi, died in a helicopter crash in May. President Xi Jinping was in Tajikistan on Friday at the inauguration of 2 China-aided buildings, including the Parliament building. The buildings are located in Tajikistan's capital, Dushanbe. President Xi said the new landmarks embody the friendly cooperation between China and Tajikistan. The inauguration was attended by Xi and Tajik President Emomali Rahmon. Rahmon said the 2 buildings are a testament to the deep friendship between the 2 countries and will be appreciated by generations of Tajik people. The project was agreed on during a visit to China in 2017 by the Tajik leader. The buildings marking a significant result as part of the Belt and Road cooperation between the 2 countries. Back locally, scriptwriting is an important part of the creative industry. In order to support aspiring scriptwriters, the government's Film Development Council has set up a content development scheme for streaming platforms. A TV producer who applied for subsidies says the local video production industry faces multiple challenges. Mimosa Ngai has the story.
Many people now prefer watching series of films on streaming platforms because of the wide-ranging options, including Hong Kong productions. What do local residents think of Hong Kong productions?
We don't, actually. So where did that talent go, right? Are we investing in that in Hong Kong? We're encouraging it for some of the younger screenwriters. So I think it's a bit of an ecosystem, right? And it hasn't caught up maybe with some of the other parts of the world.
Andy Lau or some famous actors in Hong Kong. These movies are always some with guns or the car chasing movies, and they are so exciting.
I've seen some of the old movies, about old Hong Kong. If they want to attract local market, they need something that attracts local people. But if they want to make something that becomes popular overseas, they need to look at things that would appeal to that market as well.
This trio applied for subsidies under the Hong Kong Film Development Council's first content development scheme for streaming platforms. Through the scheme, the council hopes more diverse teams can be brought into the video production industry. As one of the 10 shortlisted teams, the 3 will receive a script development subsidy of $80,000. The team is now working on their scripts for 8 episodes, which target a global audience.
The story is about a top football player from the Han Dynasty who travels to modern times and becomes the greatest football player in the world. He joins the Hong Kong football team and brings about huge changes globally.
Shum is a veteran TV producer who has worked in the industry for 40 years. While he said the local industry faces challenges, the producer remains positive about the future of the sector.
Script writing is the hardest part. The script is the foundation of all film and TV production, and the entire Hong Kong scriptwriting community is working under really challenging conditions. Convincing investors to invest is very difficult, and I don't see much room for improvement soon. On the other hand, Hong Kong has many talented creators. Given the chance, they can produce great work.
While being shortlisted, some said it would be competitive to win the grant funding. A winning team will further receive $4.5 million to finish the production of its first 2 episodes of the series.
Under the scheme, a maximum of 4 winning teams can be subsidized, and they can engage in an agreement with streaming platforms or investors to complete their series. Mimosa Ngai, TVB News.
And that's the news. Thank you for watching.